What's up, guys? Carson here from TheTroubledPack. Yesterday on Sunday, I went to the Columbus Regionals and was playing OjamaABC, and I made the top cut. It was top 48. I got 33rd. I went 6-2-1, and I'll talk about my matches at the end of the video because typically people don't really care for that stuff. But I did play completely meta throughout the whole day. I tied my last round, which I literally tied. I won game 1, and then game 2 ended with about 15 seconds left, and I really should have won it. I misplayed completely. I had to get over two masterpieces, and I kaiju'd one that was Spell and Monsters, and the other one was Monsters and Traps. So I had to find a way to make two Buster Dragons so I could just attack over one. And I misplayed. Like I made I made a I guess I'll talk about that. I made a what's it called? It's the Taker. It's the one that makes them lose the attack. I made this Underclock Taker using A and Ancient Fairy, and I was supposed to add back off A because I was going to make a Decode Talker next, and I completely forgot to do that, and that made it so that I just couldn't make the Decode Talker, and I couldn't make two Busters. Alright, but so I could have gone X2. I just forgot. I just messed up. And that would have placed me a little bit higher, but it really wouldn't have mattered. So here's the deck list. It's 2A, 2B, and 2C. B is the best one at the early game, and once you search, which you pretty much search all your stuff pretty quickly, A and C quickly become the best ones. Like, this is the best one to have for spamming the board with links, obviously, and A is the best one because you just keep recycling to your hand another A. There's never a problem, never a shortage on ABCs usually. On the Ojamas, you have to play two of each so that you can resolve the spell card. The times I lost was because I know specifically I lost one where I had two Ojamas in hand. I never drew two of the same one all day, so that was really good. And there was one time where I banished two of the same off Pot of Desire, so I could not resolve OjamaABC. But other than that, it was a pretty successful day. To Destrudo, unfortunately, you have to play two because it's just so important that you are able to send from the deck to the grave. You don't want to open them and not have OjamaABC be live. And 2 Effect Wailer, this is probably something that is really... I figured that this would be better because it hurts a lot more matchups than just Ghost Ogre, because Ghost Ogre might solely be better against like destroying Metalfoes Electrum, but this hurts Invoked, this hurts... my worst matchup is Trickstar, so it hurts Candina. So it's actually pretty good, and it hurts some other stuff too. It hurts like Mech Knight, so I was thinking that this actually might be a little bit better. And it was okay throughout the day. I probably should have played a third rather than just two if I wanted to see it. I didn't see it that much. So it's 16 monsters. 3 Marine and 3 Union Hanger. These are obviously necessities. People really actually started to catch on that Union Hanger is good, but if I already have my engine going, like if they realize that I feel like they just knew that I was going to try to make Black Rose a lot of times, so they wouldn't stop the Union Hanger. They would like not Vortex. I guess Vortex sometimes, but Tornado Dragon this most of the time. Like it was kind of frustrating. And I went second way too many times. If I would have gone first, I probably could have gotten another game. I mean, I played 3 Pendulum Magicians, and literally every single one of those I had to go second, which is just really rough, especially when you're main decking only 2 Effect Veilers, and your deck's meant to go first. 3 Terraforming, it's pretty straightforward. I really like the way the secrets look. 3 Ojama Simulation. Every time I resolve this for special summoning 3 pieces, A, B, and C from deck, by banishing 3 Ojamas, I won the duel. So usually you typically try to, if you're going second and you're trying to get 3 negates, you want to resolve this last, because this you just make Buster, and that's usually you attack over something and you can banish something. It's usually too much for them. 3 OjamaABC. This card is insane. The amount of advantage that it produces for you is great. If you resolve OjamaABC, I just really my favorite things to do were resolve OjamaABC from Buster's effect or Ravine, and even off the trap card. So those are all really good. This card's really great. 2 Pot of Desires, I think it's necessary, and 2 Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone did win me my Invoked match. I only played 1 Invoked match, and it was Invoked True Draco, and it would side out into Invoked Mech Knights. So it was really good against both of those because it banishes the field spell, Diagrammatic Diagram, and it banishes the fusion, which I hit both. I opened both of these against my Invoke match. It was didn't last very long. Next, for the card that was actually I didn't think it was gonna be super great, but every single time I had this on the field with a Buster on the field, I won the duel. This card is actually like a genius card. There was one time where someone did Tornado Dragon it, and I like chained its effect to add, and then I chained its effect like I already had 3 Ojama banished, so it was like it's kind of good sometimes to be destroyed. This card is actually great. Like if you're able to resolve like during your opponent's turn, resolve to like send add magic to ditch magic and add your Ojamas, then during your turn add assimilation and ditch an Ojama. It's too much advantage, and it keeps all your machines from dying. So it's really great. 2 Torrential Tributes. Yeah, I'd probably cut this. I actually didn't really open it all day. The one time where I did open it, like where I did draw into it with Solemn Strike, I might as well put the strikes next to it, because the theory is that you want to go first, and when Pendulum Magicians make their board, you want to like Torrential Tribute it, and when they go to negate with Vortex, you strike it. That only happened once all day, and it was because like the opportunity for that to happen was only once all day, and it was because I drew into the Torrential off Saryuja, and I didn't even like want to do it because my board was already established. So I would definitely cut this, especially considering my deck's at 43 cards. I would definitely cut this. Would not play Torrential Tribute. All the Solemns were good. I didn't see Judgment all day, but these solely won me a game for sure. They're good. They're good cards. So long as you're not really hitting like a Venom off against Pendulums, it's pretty good. For the extra deck, Ancient Fairy, Black Rose, these are the only synchros you play. This card is really good. It's what makes the deck super alive. In fact, it's kind of disputable to play 2, and it's even better that everybody's playing field spells, because if you can, like, I've made this late game and it was pretty okay against a lot of stuff. Link Spider, Underclock Taker, Binary Sorceress, Proxy Dragon. You need these. Binary Sorceress is just, it's replaceable with Proxy. I just never wanted to like miss out on the extra 200. Decode Talker, you made this a lot. Borload, never made it. Saryuja made this a lot. For these, I never made. Dweller, didn't play anything that I did play against 60 card Sworn, but it wasn't really necessary. He didn't mill very good, so I was able to just pretty much put the damage on board, and he never went for the spell negating dinosaur. He went for the ultimate conductor, so it was a lot easier to bait that stuff out. I don't think I made Tsukiyomi either. I think I made just Diamond Direwolf. The only time you really want to make Tsukiyomi is if you're going to discard OjamaABC. And then, of course, 3 Buster Dragons. Buster Dragon is boss. For the side deck, which the side deck was really like, it was good at times. Like sometimes I thought it was pretty good. I'd say it was well rounded, and it was decently thought out. 2 Ghost Ogres. This is for anything that Ghost Ogre is a generically good card, so if I knew I was going second, I'd usually side this in. Chaos Hunters, like I said, one of my worst matchups is Trickstar. Luckily, I got to go first against both of my Trickstar matches, which is great, and then when I went in game second, the one that he did have the trap, I did have the outs for this. I did have the outs the other time I had the ogre. So it was good. Kaijus, this is for going second against True Draco, just to get rid of their board. It's actually just going second in general. I didn't have room for Sphere Mode, and I thought this was actually a little better because actually throughout the day I never got up against a 4 negate board. The highest I did go up against was a 3 negate board, and I did win that game, thankfully, to a Kaiju. To a Kaijo in the factor of he didn't know what he was playing against. The look on his face was kind of funny. I ended up losing that match though, but I won that game. Twin Twisters. Of course, that's just there for whenever Twin Twister seems like it's good. And Regeki and Dark Hole. These really, I think none of them ever resolved throughout the whole day, but they're there just in case. They're there to bait really. And then of course for going first against Pendulums. This is good against them too, and a lot of other stuff. So the side deck was well rounded. It had a lot of overlap in it. For instance, like this is straightforward. So is this. So is this. So is this. But this kind of overlaps into a couple different things. So I thought it was kind of good. It was a pretty good side deck. I maybe would adjust it. I don't know if I would play Twin Twisters. But yeah, I guess now I'll go into my matchups. I did record them all. So round 1, I 2-0'd Pendulum Magician. Round 2, I can't really remember what round 1 was. I don't think he's very good. Round 2, I did 2-0 Trickstar. Like I said, I went first, and then game 2, I'm pretty sure I either had the Effect Veiler for Candina or Ghost Ogre. I can't really remember. Round 3, I lost to Pendulum Magician. I won game 1, surprisingly. And then game 2, he opened up like a 3-negate board, and I just couldn't play around it. I didn't have enough resources. Game 3, I went first, and I did open pretty well. I mean, I opened my side deck, but I opened too much of my side deck and not enough monsters. Like, even having just one monster would have been good. I think I'd opened 2 Ojama Assimilation, so it was bad. Let's see what this... I don't think I wrote this down, but I'm pretty sure this is also... I played 2 consecutive Pendulum Magicians. I lost to him. It was kind of fishy. I asked to see his deck afterwards, and he was only playing 1 of the trap, but he opened it both times against me, and I was like, okay, well, there's not a lot I can do against 2 negates in a trap. True Draco, this went 2-1. I remember it went to game 3. This was the longest duel. In fact, during this round, it lasted, like, we were the last people finished, so it was really intense, and it was pretty close and drawn out. I 2-0'd 60 card Dinosaur. He just milled pretty bad game 1. Game 2, I just had more resources to pretty much out his stuff. Then, like I said, 2-0 invoked. This honestly isn't that bad of a matchup, because they typically just, if they're going first, they just make a Macabre, and that's not really that big of a problem for this deck to deal with. And then, like I said, I 1-1 Pendulum Magician, or Metal Foes. Game 1, really easy win, established my board with Buster and stuff. He can't really do anything about it. Game 2, like I said, it went down to a misplay, and then I lost right as it was hitting about like in between 20 to 15 seconds left on the clock, and we didn't finish siding in time, so the judge just called it a draw, even though like that's actually a really good matchup for me, because Metal Foe doesn't have the explosive case. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, it's good. We were at table 16, but it was more likely that I would have won. So like I said, end of the day, 6-2-1 with OjamaABC. Pretty proud of the achievement. The video, like, what is it? I guess it's like the picture that you see when you click on the video will probably have my placement on it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up button for the deck and subscribe, because I topped with Ojama.